right from me. I need you to stay right there. I'm coming right away, my dear.
I'm currently on my way to Dunmore, Pennsylvania to visit a place called the Lost Trails Adventure Park. Now, traditionally, this place is known to be host for side-by-sides, dirt bikes, and ATVs. But the reason I'm going there today is because a friend of mine who owns a Jeep invited me to ride along with her and her Jeep club because they have exclusive access to the trails today. Now, on these trails, we're going to be going to a place called Top of the World that offers some incredible views, riding through an old gravity railroad tunnel, one they've actually walked through in a previous video, and much more. There's going to be over 70 Jeeps attending, and we're going to be covering more than 12 miles of terrain. So if you'd like to see what the Lost Trails are like, all you got to do is come along with me. And we have snowy conditions. This should make things pretty interesting. So I've arrived here at North American Warhorse in Dunmore, Pennsylvania. This is a massive motorcycle, ATV, and side-by-side dealership. And this is our starting point. As you can see, Jeeps are arriving. Parking lot is filling up, and this lot is primarily full now. They're actually going down the other end of the lot right now. And I was actually underestimating the number of Jeeps that are attending today. I was told by my friend that there's 90 pre-registered Jeeps, but they're anticipating up to 150 Jeeps, which is pretty incredible. That's a lot of Jeeps that are gonna have to follow suit on the Lost Trails. There's also a lot of Jeeps being brought in on trailers that are more geared for off-road use specifically. And like I said, we have snowy conditions now, and there's gonna be a lot of things to see along the way. The weather may inhibit the views from the Top of the World, but we'll see what happens when we get there. But we're definitely going through that old gravity railroad tunnel, and I'm going to do my best just to show you the action along the way, both from inside the Jeep, shots outside. I'll try to get as many other drivers as we can, but with that number of drivers, it's going to be nearly impossible to get everyone. But I'm anticipating a good time, and once we get ready to ride, we'll head out on the trails. So I'd like to introduce you to my friend Jackie. She is my host and who's going to be navigating us today in her 2018 Sahara GLU Wrangler. This thing is going to be well equipped for the trails today. It's really nice. It's got all the bells and whistles, and I'm excited to head out. We're in formation right now to head up, and as you can see outside, it's snowing considerably, so it's going to make trails and travel a little bit tricky, but a lot of fun as well. And it's going to be over 14 miles round trip, or actually 14 miles one loop. So it's going to be a long day today, but I'm going to give you some highlights along the way, so stay tuned. A lot of video to come. second I thought I was gonna need my snorkel there. That was pretty long and deep. Wow. That was a lot of fun though. Maybe back up, turn to the right, and go straight. Stay to the left over here. All right, so
It's 11/11 on December 11th.
a little intermission, and Jackie just said it's 11:11 a.m. on December 11th, so 3 11s. So we're basically up here on top of the mountain. It's a snowy winter wonderland, and we have to wait here for about 10-15 minutes because the group ahead of us is still progressing through. And as you've seen from the footage, this is not only an awesome terrain park, but dangerous at that with these kind of conditions. For the one segment just prior to where we stopped, she slid backwards for about 15 feet, had no traction, just sliding uncontrollably. So that was a little bit of a dicey moment. And that watery creek that we crossed was almost like a small river. That was deep and long, and it made it like a champ though. Her Jeep is a beast. Other than that though, I think everyone else is having a great time. I just want to show you just the area up here is what it looks like. This is everyone's pee break as well, and there's all kinds of cool Jeeps here. Some of them are adorned with decorations. There's also, for the Ford lovers like myself, 2 Ford Broncos out here today, the newer Broncos. I think there's a blue one, and I don't remember the other color one, but they're riding in a pair. So there's newer Ford Broncos out here doing this as well. But I'm not a Jeep person. I'll never buy one, but I'll sure as heck ride in one all day. It's a load of fun. So it's a little parking lot up here of Jeeps. We're at really close to the top of the world. Unfortunately, we're not going to see any breathtaking views because we're in the midst of a really bad snowstorm. We have inches of snow down here. It's making traversing really treacherous. There's people getting stuck sliding, and we still have a long way to go. I know there's a place called the Steps, which is downhill, a rocky traverse, which is going to be challenging to say the least. I know it's going to be unfavorable conditions with the snow right now. Although as beautiful as it looks, it's just creating complications, and things are going much slower than they're supposed to. So I think we're going to be doing a lunch break here. We're already into this over 2 hours, and we haven't made a whole lot of progress just because of the conditions. So once we do continue on, we'll see what happens from there.
Hey, trust yourself. Yes.
Did good.
You did it!
Wow.
Stay towards the driver's side down there.
I crap my pants.
Well, this is officially top of the world. Can't really see much, but we are here. There's a mountain line in the distance. But if you want to see what it looks like, just do a Google search or watch some other YouTube videos. But unfortunately, no drone flight, no spectacular views, just a snowy landscape. Oh, we got quite the weather here. So they came down what was known as the steps. It was pretty treacherous given the conditions. A lot of slipping and sliding, but so far everyone's doing well. Spotters looking out for each other. And that's the most difficult obstacle from what I was told. Coming up very soon though is going to be the tunnel. And what I'm going to do is mount my one action camera on her bumper there. Actually no, I'm going to mount it on her hook on the back so you get a shot going looking out as we're going in, and then I can have you guys sticking out the window looking forward through the tunnel. So once we get closer to that, I'll tell you more about it. But that's the same tunnel I walked through 4 years ago. It's built in the 1800s. It's a gravity railroad tunnel built for the coal companies, and I'll tell you some more details and facts about it once we get closer. But this weather is nuts. They were calling for like a dusting to an inch of snow today. It's easily a couple inches up here already, and it's a cold day. I'm in and out of the Jeep where it's nice and warm, but it's a winter wonderland to say the least. that was the deepest one yet. Wow. Thought the camera was gonna get wet on that one. Well, finally on my way home. So, probably wondering, what happened? Where's the tunnel? Why didn't we see the footage? Well, just like life goes, we got thrown a curveball and some things didn't go according to plan. So, today is supposed to be a 14-mile trip. 14 miles of terrain. We ended up covering just under 10 miles. That's because they decided to do a detour around the tunnel. And that's because conditions got really bad. This is our first major snowstorm of the season, and they were only calling for like an inch of snow. And up on top of the mountain where we were, there was at least 4 or 5 inches of snow. People were getting stuck, sliding, and became really treacherous. And that also contributed to a lot of downtime. It was supposed to take around 3.5 to 4 hours, maybe 4.5 with a break. But we left at 10 a.m. and didn't get back till about 4:30. It was a long, long day. And most of that was downtime just because people were getting stuck. There's a few people that made wrong turns. They had to get rerouted or get back on the trail because they have a buddy system where no one gets left behind and there's radios to keep in contact with each other. So there was unplanned issues, unexpected issues and curveballs that happened that contributed to the way things unfolded. With that being said though, it was an incredible trail system, and although I couldn't go through the tunnel this time, at least I've been through it before. So let me tell you just briefly about the tunnel. I'm also going to link my video down below when I did walk through that tunnel 4 years ago. It's known as the Mount Cobb Gravity Railroad Tunnel. It's used by the coal companies for transporting coal. It's obviously on a gravity slope. It's 755 feet in length. It was last used in 1885 and it was built sometime in the early 1800s. And now it's part of the Lost Trails Adventure Park. Now when I walked through that tunnel 4 years ago, I didn't realize we were in the Lost Trails Park. I just thought it was just like an area that people went off-roading. But it is part of the trail system. You can actually go through it when you ride your off-road equipment, or today, as expected, it would have been Jeeps, but it just became too dangerous, too treacherous, so they decided to do a detour. But this was my very first time filming an off-road experience like this, and even doing an off-road experience in a Jeep. And it was something to experience. I had a really good time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I didn't know exactly what to expect. Now I couldn't show you every Jeep or the ones I wanted to specifically because we were broken up into groups, because there was actually multiple groups, Jeep groups there today. I thought it was one big group. It was actually multiple groups. And there was over 120 Jeeps that attended. And it was just a really fun time. The camaraderie is great. Even Jackie's friend, Valerie, who's pretty much new to this, she has a new Willys Jeep. She did it really well, and everyone was helping her out, spotting for her, and just made her feel like she was in good hands. And Jackie, I have to say, her Jeep performed flawlessly. Aside from sliding backwards in the one segment there, it was a beast of a Jeep. It climbed hills like no tomorrow for the most part, went through puddles and deep pools of water and rivers and creeks, and it just was a really reliable vehicle to ride in. And Jackie did a fantastic job navigating, driving it. I know it's not her first rodeo, but she did really well today. She felt confident, and I felt confident with her driving too. So just a special thanks to Jackie for inviting me along. I will put links down below for the Lost Trails Adventure Park and the Facebook group that Jackie does belong to. And if you want to get more information, you can check those out. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching and for hanging out with us. It was a long day, but a fun and eventful one at that. But for now, thanks so much for watching. And as always, everyone, I'll see you guys real soon in the next video.